Doug MPA back with another video. So we are going to talk about Indiana Jones 5 coming out at the end of this month. As far as I'm concerned, there's only 3 Indiana Jones movies: Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade. We're not going to talk about number 4, and number 5 is going to be just as bad, if not worse, than number 4. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite Indiana Jones movie, or do you care about Indiana Jones 5 coming out? I'm going to read this article. It says Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny opening weekend box office predictions plummet over 25%. This movie is going to flop. It's one of the most expensive movies ever made. The production budget was $300 million. And with advertising and everything and the theater cut, it has to make $700-800 million to break even. It's not going to do that. We're going to get into this article, but before I do, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's get into this. It says, the predicted opening weekend box office tracking numbers for Lucasfilm's upcoming Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny film took a huge hit. At the beginning of this month, the box office tracking website Box Office Pro predicted the film would have an opening weekend domestic gross between $81 million and $111 million. The outlet explained they believed the film was getting positive social media chatter. Nostalgia would drive moviegoers to the film. Families would turn out for it, and early pre-sales are respectable. However, they did note the film received poor critic reviews. The franchise already has a monkey on its back with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull dividing audiences, and it has a ton of competition, including Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 and Oppenheimer. Guys, go back and if you've never seen Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I will give you money if you can watch the film past when Indiana Jones survives a nuclear explosion in a refrigerator. That actually happens. And then Shia LaBeouf. I mean, come on, man. Newly released tracking numbers from The Hollywood Reporter predict the film will only have a domestic opening between $60 million and $70 million. Pamela McClintock writes that Disney in 20th Century's long-awaited next installment in the action-adventure franchise is pacing to open to $60 million to $70 million over the June 30th, July 2nd weekend, according to early tracking. That means the film's original predicted box office gross from Box Office Pro has declined 25% on the low end and 37% on the high end. See, this is Phoebe Waller-Bridge here. She's supposed to be Indiana Jones' goddaughter or something like that. To put this in perspective, the film is tracking worse than Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull without even factoring in inflation. Crystal Skull had an opening of $100 million. The movie went on to gross $317 million domestically, $469 million internationally, for a $686.6 million box office. It's also pacing below Indiana Jones and Last Crusade, and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom opening weekend box office haul clocked in at $25 million, adjusting that's $73 million in 2023. The film is on pace to have a bigger opening weekend than Raiders of the Lost Ark. They talk about the opening weekend for Raiders of the Lost Ark. We'll move past that. It's no surprise that the box office prediction for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny has significantly declined. Despite Box Office Pro's assessment that social media chatter is good, the film is trending far below what looks to be a massive flop for the Walt Disney Company and The Little Mermaid. And The Little Mermaid is a flop. Don't let anyone tell you different. You see all these shills saying, oh, no, it's not. Disney is losing its lunch on The Little Mermaid, as they should, because it's a bunch of woke trash. On top of the fact that the film is trending far below The Little Mermaid, the film is being promoted by Lucasfilm to depict an Indiana Jones character that audience will not recognize. See, that's your first red flag, guys. This is going to be another bait and switch where Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character is going to save the day, and Indiana Jones is going to be a frail old man, just like Picard, Star Trek Picard, Season 1 and Season 2, and just like Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. That's why I'm not going to go see this movie. In fact, the film's director, James Mangold, detailed audiences would need to readjust and retool their brains. While discussing the de-aging technology used on Harrison Ford, Mangold said it reminds the audience of the contrast between the hero in his physical prime and the hero at 70. We're not relying solely on the audience's memory of the previous films. It reminds everyone what he's done, what he's survived, and what he's accomplished. He then added, by showing him in his most hardy and then finding him at 70 in New York City, it produces for the audience a kind of wonderful whiplash of how they're going to have to readjust and retool their brains for this guy. His past is live memory for the audience, hanging over a man who's now living with anonymity in a world that no longer cares or recognizes the things he felt so deeply about. Does this sound like anything you guys want to see? Characters like Indiana Jones should be timeless. Okay? We don't want to see him as a frail old man. You're left with a multi-layered perception of his character, both what he was and what he is, and how the world is different between the first 20 minutes of the movie. Harrison Ford also knows that this is a different Indiana Jones he's portraying. There's great joy in playing the character. I'm familiar with the character. I've enjoyed playing the character. I've had great writing to support the character's behavior in the sense of who he is. But now we are taking him into the twilight of his career. Ford continued. We're seeing him not so strong, not so brave, not so attentive, but about to go on a grand adventure with a very fascinating set of compatriots and adversaries, which means he's going to look like a punk. And Phoebe Waller-Bridges' character is going to beat everybody up and make him look at show him up at every turn, make him look like an idiot. We all know how this goes, guys. An alleged plot leak for the film also claims Indiana Jones does not make the heroic choice like he did in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Instead, it's Phoebe Waller-Bridges' character who makes that decision. The film reportedly sees Jones, scientists, Dr. Jurgen Voller, and Phoebe Waller-Bridges' character Helena be transported to the Roman siege of Syracuse, where Jones decides he wants to stay and create a new life in the past. Helena attempts to get him to choose to return to no avail and ends up punching him and knocking him out and forcing him to return to his present time. And I'm done with Indiana Jones. I'm not seeing this movie. Don't give these companies your money. Don't do it. This is Kathleen Kennedy Lucasfilm textbook woke trash. So it's not surprising that the box office predictions have significantly declined. There's a lot going against this movie rather than for it. What do you make of the massive declines in the film's box office predictions? What do I make of it? Go woke, go broke. That's what I make of it. I'm so tired of of our favorite masculine role models, male characters being sacrificed.
Discover that your favorite
to make these new female characters look good. And I'm not giving them any of my money. This movie's going to flop. I'm going to laugh. I hope you laugh too. Disney, the next couple of years for Disney are going to be a reckoning. Unfortunately, they have all of their park revenue to prop up this crap. So it's going to take them longer than most to realize that they can't just make movies and content that no one's going to watch. But it'll happen sooner or later. This could be a monumentous flop. I'm hoping it is. We'll see. I'll cover the box office numbers when it comes out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.